Well, good morning and welcome to today's webinar from Ecoprod, showcasing one of our partners, Conti Plus. We're talking about saving water and improving hygiene with the Conti Plus Ultra Taps range. So before we get started, I've just got a few kind of FAQs, housekeeping points. We are recording the session today. And after the session is finished, we'll process that, and everybody who has attended will get a link to watch the recording back and to share with other people if you would like. Same with the slides. That email that comes out afterwards will include a link to download the slides, so you'll be able to get a copy of those after the session as well. We're very happy to run this session as a private session. If you'd like a closed session for a group of colleagues or for your organisation, that's the sort of thing that we can do. Please just get in touch and ask, and we'll see if we can organise that for you. And in terms of questions, you'll notice that all the lines are muted this morning, so we can't hear you, but you can still ask questions. On the GoToWebinar control panel, there is either a chat function or a questions portal. You can use either of those to direct questions to us. And I will try and answer those in the background as we go along. Otherwise, I will follow up with you after the session so that we can make sure you get a proper answer. So, fairly contained, short session today. I will start with a few introductions, and then I'm going to hand over to Paul, who's our main presenter for today, to give you an overview of the Conti Plus Ultra range, and he's going to talk about some key points around that: sustainability, hygiene, the modular design, reliability and maintenance, and of course the water saving aspects of the taps. So in terms of just a quick couple of introductions, my name is Rachel Clinton. I work on the business development team here at Ecoprod. My role today is going to be, as I say, mostly in the background, making sure people are logged in correctly, answering questions as we go along, etc. Our main presenter today is Paul Musgrove, representing Conti Plus. I'm going to hand over to Paul in just a second. A little bit about the two organisations. Ecoprod, we are a UK company specialising in water saving washroom products. So we sell the Euromat waterless urinals, we sell the Conti Plus taps, but we also sell a range of other things, including energy efficient jet towels, and a Vigital digital media screen for the urinals to add a revenue stream into your washroom functionality. We work with a whole range of companies, from very big to very small, so big multi-site organisations with a very high footfall through their washrooms, but also, village halls, primary schools, all sorts of different organisations. A few examples on the screen for you to see now. So at this point, I think, Paul, if you're still with me, I will hand over to you to pick up from here.
Oh, good morning, everybody. My name is Paul Musgrove. I'm the Business Development Manager for Conti Plus. Just a quick introduction on Conti Plus. We are a European manufacturer and part of the Fortuna Group, operating in over 40 countries worldwide, so gaining great experience. Only been in the UK since 2017. But already supplying RAS-approved products and working closely with our customers, providing a full specification design service and consultation support. So I hope we can treat today as really just an entry point to actually start to open conversations with you all. About Conti, what we stand for, we are a reliable and innovative company, primarily based in Europe, working the brands through Germany and Switzerland over the last 45 years. So we have a great deal of experience and heritage. The principles and the core values of Conti Plus are sustainability, hygiene, safe and smart and reliable products. And what we do is we provide concept and solutions for shower and washroom areas. Now, we're here today to talk about the Ultra range in specifically, which is quite diverse. So hopefully there is something for everyone. You'll see on the screen some images which show you some different color finishes, some different height options, wall mount options. And on the bottom, on the right-hand side, you'll see what we call crowns. The range is extensive, as I said. The idea behind it, it's easy to install, as easy as traditional taps. No special tools required, no special training required with commissioning. The products are self-commissioning. So from a plumbing contractor point of view, his first handling of the product out of the box, it's a case of connecting either the hot and cold or single supply from a blending unit, removal of the sleep label, which covers the electronic sensor, which wakes the product up. The self-commissioning takes place using smart measuring solution within the sensors, which measures the base and the size, because as we know, no two areas are the same. Basins are deep, they are wide, so that the product will set the parameters to give the absolute ultimate performance. The commissioning takes around 10 seconds, including some pulses of water through that process. So once connected, the plumber stands back, waits for that to happen, the product is then ready to use. Another very important point on the Ultra range is the pressure. We've designed here a product that can work from 0.3 bar up to 10 bar. And from our point of view, working in buildings which become taller and taller, where pressure starts to drop, it's a great advantage for us, and actually can save you as a building owner operator infrastructure costs on pumping stations as you go higher into the buildings. From a design point of view, we were looking at a number of things. We wanted it to be simple, but we also wanted to offer versatility to it. So what we have here is a product where you can start with a basic battery model batteries, which are just AA batteries, easily available on the high street and not expensive. And probably more important, not using NiCad or lithium batteries is also better for the environment. And you don't have to keep coming back to us as the manufacturer to replace these batteries. We also appreciate people's experiences with electronic sensor products. It might be that batteries have been unreliable in the past. And again, mains versions are available. So we can do a mains version with an individual tap, or we can do a mains version with a daisy chain, where you have a power supply and a splitting system, providing up to a power supply up to 12 units or a power supply up to 30 units, taking in a mains 230 volt supply with a 6 volt transformer. So again, a very low energy consumption product. We also offer green energy solutions of both turbine and solar, which I'll explain a little bit more about in a few minutes. And the product was designed to be easy to install, as I've alluded to, but also easy to maintain and reliable function. The design of the sensor, it requires the positioning of the sensor to be slightly facing down, but not outward, to avoid false activations, which any of you have been involved in projects where people are walking along through a washroom with a sensor product and one by one the sensor taps goes off. We've taken that out of the equation through the design. The battery version, as I said, AA batteries. But if you look on the graph that we've got on here, we can tell you that in a typical building area with normal usage, up to 150 uses a day, so that's an open and closed sequence, we can actually deliver up to 150 unit open and closed sequences. Battery will last up to 4 years. That is achieved because of the design of our bistable solenoid, which remains open until the connection with the sensor is broken, so you walk away from the tap. We'll again talk about the solenoid a little bit further on. Sustainability. I think this is key to everybody. One of our claims about our products is that we can deliver up to 70% water saving. We can achieve this by using a 1.9 litre flow control. At 1.9 litre flow control, that complies to the BREEAM 101 for 5 credits, the maximum a tap can achieve in a BREEAM controlled building. It's only a small part of the delivery, but we think it's an important part and is adding to sustainability. But sustainability isn't just about water saving, it's also about energy savings. So again, referring back to the bistable solenoid, we're able to provide energy savings by not using power when the tap actually is flowing. We use 500 milliamps for 12 milliseconds to open the tap and 500 milliamps for 5 milliseconds to close the tap. The tap could actually be open and running for 24 hours using no power. And again, the battery life could also be extended even further if you look at our green energy solutions. So here on the screen, we're showing the Conti Plus Ultra solar version. Now with the solar version, working in combination with the battery, you'll see that the life expectancy of the battery increases up to 8 years. If you go across to the right for a heavier use building, maybe something like an airport or a very large office block in the centre of London, for instance, where the usage increases dramatically, you're still, even between 500 and 900 uses per day, you're still going to get up to 4 years worth of life on the battery. And the solar works by taking either natural light or artificial light, and the power is stored within the crown, and it significantly extends life. What does that mean? Less maintenance, less battery changing, less interference from customers. The product will also be handled less, and it will look better for longer. Moving on to Turbine. With Turbine, we actually have a turbine located under the crown, working again in combination with the battery. As the tap is operated, the water enters along the water pathway and turns the small turbine. As the turbine turns, it generates power, which is stored in the capacitor in the crown. So the user is actually contributing to engaging more power for the future use. Again, the guarantee on this, the turbine version, as you can see on the chart, for up to 150 uses, applications a day, open close sequences, we guarantee this product for up to 8 years. Hygiene is absolutely important these days. The product has many parameters set inside it. But first of all, let's think about hygiene in its most basic. No contact. Proper contact, space between the outlet of the flow to the hand, nice air gap to allow good hand washing, clean hand washing, hygienic hand washing. The other thing that the Ultra can do is it can provide a regular hygiene flush. So we have parameters within the tap that can easily be set, where you can actually say in certain areas that you know where potential areas are not used as most frequently, you can put up a hygiene flush to ensure stagnating water never happens and regular flushes operate. And it's also important to ensure they operate in non-operational periods. And we have 3 solutions to help you with that. One from a software-based app, from a service monitor software control, which we can work with you, or indeed a full water management system to actually make that a building-wide control, which can then link into BMS if required. Moving on to the tap and looking at the design of the tap, hopefully this exploded drawing will show how the concept has come together. The base of this tap, it was designed so that the access of this tap could all be done above the vanity area without having to open up IPS, without having to open up vanities. I think we've all seen washrooms in the past where maintenance people have come along, taken covers off, and gradually, day by day, month by month, the wear and tear on those vanities, it looks poor. And there the client has to increase his spend to change the vanities. But we think with this solution, we're actually giving you a product that can actually help you with sustainable solutions and saving water, saving energy, but also protect your infrastructure. And maybe another 1 or 2 years without having to change the vanity is good value for your customers. So hopefully you can see. Just looking at the exploded drawing, it's very important here to explain to you a couple of things. The image coming down on the crowns shows you that there are 4 versions of the crowns, which are all interchangeable. So you could buy the basic public version, but then if you wanted to change or upgrade at a later date to a turbine, to a solar, to an expert version, that's always possible. Within the tap itself, the blue item at the top is what we call the cartridge, or the caddy. That houses the solenoid. And within this product, when you actually turn that caddy, it actually closes the water off at an isolation point within the tap. So again, no need to go into the vanity to actually shut water off. A huge advantage for maintenance engineers. You'll notice also there's a small tool, the exchange tool, that's for pulling out the flow control, and also the filter that sits on the bottom of the caddy for cleaning and maintenance as a regular piece of work. What we're trying to do here is provide you with a product that is easy also to maintain and reliability. We strive for reliability, and the reliability comes from our factory where we design and build these key items in-house. The bistable solenoid is built in Switzerland. The crowns are built in our factories. The software is created in our factories. The sensor is created in our factories. So from our point of view, we're not relying on third-party products to actually give to customers a component assembled product. These are in our control. If there's ever a problem, you deal directly with Conti Plus. So there's an assurance of reliability and reliability which puts us into a very good position and one that we really satisfy our customers. It's also important to consider anti-vandal. You saw on the previous slide how the crowns can be lifted off from the top, but underneath the spout itself there is a locking secure key which links through the body of the tap into the crown, draws the two things together to give a good seal. Most importantly, not easy access for anybody to remove that crown or vandalize the product. And that tool that you open the crown to maintain and to work with is a one tool product. So a maintenance team coming to this product will only need one tool to open it up, and all the tools and functions are within the tap without having to need a box of tools. Minimal spares is also important because the product has a spare filter within it, and the body itself, if you ever had a problem with this tap, it can all be resolved by a change of minimal spare. So less investment for you, less investment for your maintenance time, and less investment for keeping products on the shelf. I think the most important feature of this product to a lot of people is, of course, water saving. So what we have here is a graph which shows on the top line a standard tap in daily usage with a 7-litre flow rate over a period of a year on a daily usage of 50 times a day. You're looking at that tap using just under 130 cubic meters of water. If you look at the bottom line, using the Conti Plus Ultra Tap range with a 2-litre or 1.9-litre flow rate, that can be reduced significantly down to less than 37 cubic meters, giving you a vast saving on annual water costs. Therefore, that cost saving could be applied against the purchase of a tap, giving you a fantastic return on investment. The two middle columns and lines on this graph also show two other products within our range, so that we could actually offer alternatives where maybe the design of Ultra doesn't fit your requirements, but there are other options out there. Again, water saving is very, very important to people. I'd like to talk now to you about a real return on investment with a real life case study which we can discuss. Unfortunately, we're not able to name the brand, that's been declined by the client, but what we can tell you about the history of a motorway service company that we've been working with for 3 years now. The client had a desire to look at sustainability and was looking at and considering a number of products. And what we did with the client was we explained the key benefits of the Ultra to them, which they really liked. And they then said they wanted to run a trial. And they chose one location up in the north of the country. And they said, what we'd like to do is put a meter on the hot side and a meter on the cold side to measure how much water our existing washroom is currently using. And they wanted to measure over a 10-week period, their selection, their desire. We supplied the meters working in partnership with Ecoprod, and these units were installed. At the end of the 10-week period, we were invited back where we were able to take the existing taps out and replace them with the Conti Plus Ultra Tap. And then for another 10-week period, this exercise would go on and the measurement would go there. We were then called to a meeting by the client. We had 15 taps installed in this washroom, and the client explained to us that over the 10-week period, the initial taps that they had installed used 252 cubic meters of water. They then explained to us that with our taps installed over the same 10-week period, the water usage was just over 50 cubic meters, a total saving of cubic meter waters of 201 cubic meters only over a 10-week period. And in this example, it actually equated to an 80% water saving. The customer informed us that they'd done a cost comparison and that they were paying £1.70 per cubic meter of water. So to them, this saving over a 10-week period was £1,782. Additionally, they advised us that there was an energy saving, and that the energy savings amounted to 12% for heating less hot water. And the third point, not really to do with the product itself, but to do with the reliability, was that they had no breakdowns in this period of time as well, which was another advantage to them, because their expectation in heavily used washrooms is there will be a saving, and there will be a fault on a regular basis because of the footfall through these buildings. So with faults declining dramatically, water saving, and also the energy saving, the client calculated for themselves that the return on investment on the Ultra in their estate would be between 16 and 18 months, depending on the footfall through the building. I think that was quite impressive, and again, we're very pleased to be working with that client still to this day, still supplying on other sites. Looking at maintenance, we wanted this product to be easy to maintain. So it's simple, utilizing minimal parts, single tool access, which I've mentioned already. So the components you see here, the crown, the caddy, the battery, the filters, the tool, and the flow control. These are the single components that run this tap. You could actually say the body is insignificant at the end of the day. We like the design, but it's those features that we put within the body that are easy to maintain. One person maintenance. So from us, it's also it's important to explain that we have parameters in this that can help your estate management team. Through our experience, the 2 or 3 things that estate management ask us for on a regular basis are number one, we have to do temperature checks on our water supply. So with a sensor product, we would like this to be able to provide a continuous flow. Can that be done? The answer, yes. How long would you like it to flow for when you do your temperature checks? So what we do is we have a facility in the parameter, which we would train to engineers and train to maintenance guys, or they can go online and see a YouTube video where within 2 or 3 seconds of going to the tap, 2 presses of a part which needs to be shown, you can actually set a continuous flow to allow you to have a constant temperature coming through for a 2, 3, 4 minute period, whatever you need to prove your water. You may have to do 3 tests. You may have to do a cold water continuous flow, a hot water continuous flow, and a mixed temperature flow. All of that can be achieved. The other function that we're asked for on a regular basis is cleaning stop. Can you turn the tap off from operating while the cleaner is working in the basin and the environment? Again, yes, 2 or 3 seconds of being at the tap, we can demonstrate this feature and provide a function where the cleaner can turn that off without disassembling the tap, without the tap operating. And then when they walk away after that timeline, they can either press the button to get the tap operating again as normal, or just wait for the timeline to go through. So a typical cleaning stop would be between 30 and 60 seconds, and then the tap will start operating as normal, never leaving your customer without water coming out. The third thing is also very important is the hygiene flush. And again, that's really the three things, but we have many more parameters that we can look at and offer. And again, that comes down to a bespoke solution, working closely with customers to actually explain what we can do. So in summary, the Ultra range offers, I think, a great design. It's really easy to install. It's easy to maintain. It's great for cleaners. It just needs a soft cloth to wipe over. No hazardous or harmful elements to be added to it. And again, for those of you who may not know, chrome is an antibacterial product anyway, but we can do some other finishes on the product. We offer water savings to comply to BREEAM. We offer green energy solutions. And we've also offer a great deal of support to our customers that buy the product. So we do one-to-one consultations to ensure the design is right, not just on our taps, but the relationship between the tap and the basin. We look to make sure that we get the design right on the shape, style, and help with designers, interiors, architects. We help train maintenance. So where our clients have purchased products from us, we always offer to come and do maintenance training. We have our own content on our YouTube channel where people can go and watch video clips of the products to help them with individual parameters. And we like to think that this is probably the best range of washroom tap solutions on the world market today, offering all these unique features. I think that concludes the Ultra product presentation as an initial concept entry. I hope the information has been interesting, and at this time I'm going to hand back to Rachel.
Thank you, Paul. I've got one question that's come through about RAS approval.
Yes, the whole range of Ultra taps are fully RAS approved.
Excellent. Thank you very much. In that case, then, I haven't got any other questions that have come through while we've been talking, but if there is anything else that anyone would like to ask, please do get in touch with us directly and we can follow up with you offline. Other than that, thank you very much, Paul, for your presentation today, and thank you to everyone who joined, and hopefully we will see you tuning in for another of our sessions sometime soon. Thank you very much.